This is the Carpuride W901 Plus, and it's the next generation of portable touchscreen CarPlay and Android Auto dashboard consoles for your car. It's essentially an Android tablet with CarPlay, and the capabilities are really exciting. The W901 Plus not only connects with your phone for easy navigation and playing music, but thanks to the addition of Android 12, can also be loaded with apps, so yes, you can play YouTube or Netflix straight from your car, and you can finally control this dashboard console with your built-in Bluetooth controls, but I'll come on to all that, including how to set it up later in the video. I love these units because they only take an easy 5-minute install without removing the head unit or dealing with any wiring, and are compatible with pretty much any vehicle. Last year I reviewed Carpuride W901 Pro, and I've loved using it ever since, so it'll be really exciting to see how different this dashboard console is and whether it's an upgrade I need in my tiny van conversion. Carpuride kindly sent me the device to make the video possible, though all the thoughts and opinions are of course my own and based on my own experiences. If you'd like to buy one of these devices for yourself, I've got links below, and be sure to use the discount code LENSOFJAMES to get £50 off your order from carpuride.com. So let's get stuck into the video. The first thing you notice is the screen unit itself, which is 9 inches across and 8.74 inches long and 5.3 inches wide, so not too obtrusive on your dashboard and feels like a small tablet. In the box you'll also find a suction cup mount with an extendable arm, a plate for the suction cup, an adjustable sticky pad mount with a sticky pad, a 3.5mm audio cable, a car charger to DC cable, and an instruction booklet. Going back to the screen, on the front you have a 1024 by 600 pixel touchscreen with a built-in microphone to the bottom left. Turning it over, on the back you have a built-in 2-watt speaker, the point where either of the two dashboard mounts can connect to, and then a range of ports on the edge. Starting on the left, you've got the DC 12V to 24V 3A port, which will power the device using the cable provided, a USB-A port for if you want to play files from a USB device, a 3.5mm AV out port for an aux cable, which is a wired method of playing music from the device through your car speakers, a 3.5mm reversing camera port, which is an optional extra for these devices, a micro SD card slot for if you're loading your own media, and finally a 3.5mm microphone port, so you could add an external microphone for clearer calls. On the top you've got the power button, and whilst the device auto powers on, a short press will wake the screen up from sleep and a long press will bring up a restart and airplane mode option. It's nice to have the two mounting options in the box. The suction cup gives a really firm hold, and the adjustable arm and base are really great for being able to put the screen in any direction or angle you want, whether that's on the dashboard or on the windscreen. The flat mount with the sticky pad is a slightly more permanent method of fixing and requires more of a flat surface to get a good bond, but would give an even sturdier attachment and has a much smaller profile than the suction cup mount. So let's get the device turned on and have a look at the features and apps that you can use. Plug the device into power and it always turns on straight away, with the screen being bright and clear. After the Android and Carpuride logo screens, the homepage of apps will appear, and the first thing that struck me was the difference in layout and design from the W901 Pro I reviewed previously. But this is where things get really good. And you'll have to forgive the angle of the screen at times here, as it was really difficult to film the reflective screen without my filming light above being visible. On the homepage you've got the menu down on the left hand side, the clock and music controls to the right of that, and then the apps taking up the rest of the screen. You've also got this transparent dot, which is always visible on any app you use, though you can move it around the screen. Press it and you'll get a menu with the option to adjust the sound, the brightness, go back to the home screen, go back one page, and bring up the left hand side menu, all without leaving the screen you're on. This menu screen isn't customizable unfortunately, and it'll be nice if this was an option, but to access all the other apps, including any you download via the Play Store app or load via a mini SD card, you simply click the app list button on the bottom right. You can also head into the settings of the device, and it's here that you realise you're on an Android tablet and not just a multimedia device like the W901 Pro. In settings you've got your primary menu and can go in and connect to Wi-Fi or hotspots, which you'll need to if you're going to download apps or stream shows. Though because the device needs to be connected to your phone via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for Android Auto and CarPlay, to connect to say your home Wi-Fi to download apps, or to your phone hotspot to stream a show, then Android Auto or CarPlay will be turned off. It's also a safety feature as you can't be watching Netflix while you're navigating. There are other settings to fiddle around with here, including airplane mode and VPN as you would expect from a tablet. You also have app and notification settings, and then storage. The device has 32GB built in, and mine used 8.8GB of that for the software, with the rest taken up with apps that I've downloaded. The Google setting deals with your Google account details, and you'll need to sign in to a Google account if you want to download apps, as it's an Android device which relies on the Play Store. You can also, however, install apps via a microSD card if that suits you better. In the system setting, you can change your language and time zone. My device came in China Standard Time, and without being connected to Wi-Fi and without built-in GPS, the correct time and date needed to be set manually. Finally, under the About Device setting, you can see there's 2GB of RAM and you're on Android 13, despite the box saying it comes with Android 12 and I hadn't even connected it to the internet to update at this point. The screen is bright, sharp, really responsive and actually a pleasure to use, which was a surprise. Perhaps not quite as good as a phone, but it's very usable and you don't have to tap buttons multiple times to get them to open or wait for the screen to catch up with you. Back on the home page, the menu on the left hand side consists of the home button, the list of apps running, which is a nice way to maneuver between apps instead of going back to the home page, and then the settings button, which is for the Carpuride interface and not the Android system settings shown earlier. Here you can turn the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on or off, which will in turn turn Android or CarPlay on or off as mentioned earlier. You can adjust the sleep mode with the options of using a screensaver or keeping the screen on all the time, and change the screen brightness. Whilst the screen dims nicely, I think it could do with going even darker. That said, the brightness is certainly good enough for direct sun or if you're wearing sunglasses. Under the final setting called Other, you can adjust the FM volume or toggle it on or off, and adjust the volume of the built-in speaker. Here you also have the ability to toggle on or off the device sounds, i.e. tapping noises such as these, and in theory, the very loud and startling sound the device plays when it shuts down. I can't work out what this sound is meant to be, but after weeks of using the device daily, it still makes me jump. I say in theory because despite toggling the sounds off, when I restart the device, the sounds reappear, so it's possible an update is needed to fix this. Lastly, below that you can flip the reversing camera if you have one installed and need that function. I've got this Full HD reversing camera from Carpuride, which can be used in two ways. Plug the 3.5mm cable into the 901 and press the rear camera button on the left hand menu, and you'll get a lovely full screen view of the rear of your vehicle or wherever else the camera is pointing. The red wire is to be attached to your reversing bulb wire, so when you put your vehicle in reverse, the 901 will automatically bring up the reversing camera instead of having to press the menu button every time. It comes with a 5m extension cable plus a 1.5m cable attached to the camera. I'm making a full in-depth video on how to install this rear view camera soon, so do subscribe and click the notification bell if you'd like to see that. Back on the home page you've got the clock, which for some reason always says time updating, and then the now playing interface, and then there's more functionality to explore. The first app is Bluetooth, and here you can manage your Bluetooth call preferences when you're not using CarPlay or Android Auto. First you have your contacts, which will be pulled from your phone. Then a phone tab to dial a number. Next a music tab, which will show music playing from your connected phone, and lastly the manage tab, which allows you to change your device Bluetooth name and look for Bluetooth devices to connect to. I tried to connect the device to a Bluetooth speaker and headphones, but it wouldn't, so it's possible this is just to connect your phone via Bluetooth without using CarPlay or Android Auto. Next is Mirror Link, which enables you to share your phone screen to the device. For iPhones you have to turn the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth off and then only connect to the 901 Plus from your phone via Wi-Fi. Click the mirror screening function on your iPhone and connect to your car screen. For Android phones it's a little more complex and requires you to download the Car Letter Cast app from the Play Store. Follow the steps on the app to connect to the car Bluetooth, then set up a phone hotspot and connect to your mirroring. It's honestly not a function I can see myself using much, and it's a shame you need a separate app for Android, but it's nice to have the functionality there all the same. The next app to explore is Transmit, and this is where you'll choose how you want to play sound from the 901 Plus. Choose native audio, and it will play through the built-in speaker, which it will automatically do if you don't have the device connected via an audio cable or Bluetooth. The speaker is 2W and pretty good quality. Select aux audio below that, and once you've plugged the provided audio cable from the device into the car's aux port, you can play sounds wired through your car speaker. It's a stable and high quality way to listen to music while driving. Choose FM audio and it will transmit the device's sound to a radio frequency which, when the car radio is tuned to that frequency, can be played through your car speakers. Toggle the switch here and you can choose the device's frequency. Match it on the vehicle's stereo and you'll hear the sound. BT Transmit will play sound through your car speakers via Bluetooth, assuming your car has Bluetooth capabilities. Whilst BT Projection plays sound through the car speakers via Bluetooth using the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto systems. And this is the setting you'll want if you want to retain use of your vehicle's hands-free Bluetooth controls. The next app is File, and this is the area where you can look at what's on the device, see what's on your external devices, though interestingly only the microSD card or TF card option is there and not USB, and also copy files from your memory card to the device under the paste function. It's a little clunky, but it's certainly doable and a nice feature to have. The final app along the top is Display Off, which does what it says on the tin. Tap it and the screen goes dark. You can wake the screen again by tapping on the screen. You may notice the odd spelling or grammar quirk on the homepage, but it's no bother, and you've got to remember that these devices have been made abroad and translated for an English-speaking market. As I have an Android phone, I'll only be setting up this system in this video, but if the process for iPhones is as simple as for Androids, it won't take long at all. To set up Android Auto, tap the app, and then make sure the Auto symbol is selected at the bottom left of the screen. On your phone, go to Settings and connect to the Carpuride device via both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And that's it, you're connected. Once I had my phone connected to the W901 Plus, I connected the phone to the vehicle as well via Bluetooth, and I found that the Bluetooth steering wheel controls work straight away with no additional setup required, whilst the 901 used all the Android Auto features it needed from my phone. So it's quite a clever way of connecting things together for maximum functionality. The screen is split between the map and your chosen music platform, with the map, music and cool icons along the right hand side of the screen, though you can use the individual apps in full screen, which is really nice for navigating, or has a clean look for your music player if you don't need the Maps app. Tap the microphone or say, "Hey Google," and you can use voice control to ask questions, change music and navigate. At the bottom right is the menu to access the apps, and these are all apps that I have installed on my phone and are compatible with Android Auto. If you scroll down and go into Settings, you'll get Android Auto settings, and here you'll have the option of choosing whether music plays automatically, using dark mode for maps, which is an improvement on previous devices, swapping the map and music to different sides of the screen, and if you select See More Settings on the phone, you get a bunch of other settings to adjust from your phone screen. Going back to the home page, if you disconnect from Android Auto on your phone and then tap the Settings button in the Android Auto app, you can allow background connections, which will make Android Auto automatically connect when you start your vehicle, and high frame rate mode, which gives slightly better motion on the screen, though it doesn't specify what the frame rates are. Below that is switch to right rudder, but I can't see what that changes. It could be lost in translation and may refer to which side of the vehicle your steering wheel is on. Next is audio separation, which, when off, will only play sound through your device's speakers and not your vehicle's. Finally, you can check for software upgrades if you have a Wi-Fi network connected, and check the device specifications under About. The only problem with these settings is you can't change them without disconnecting from Android Auto, but it's not often that I want to fiddle with them. With all these apps and settings out the way, it's time to think about attaching the 901 Plus to your dashboard. Simply choose which mount you want to use, where you want to put it, and it's a quick, easy job. To get using the device, plug it in via the provided cable and it will power on automatically. To get from off to the home screen, it takes 27 seconds, and from off to Android Auto, it takes 1 minute 12 seconds, which is quite a bit longer than the 103 Pro. As mentioned earlier, there are a number of ways to play music from the device, and now's the time to choose your preference. I'll definitely be using Bluetooth thanks to the BT projection feature, so I can finally use the van steering wheel controls. This is a really great advancement, as previously you had to purchase a separate attachment for your steering wheel or use the screen or dashboard to adjust settings, so you're getting a much more integrated user experience now. With these types of devices, I tend to just use Android Auto for driving, but with the ability to watch YouTube, Netflix and other streaming platforms, I've found a great secondary use for the screen in my van conversion. By sticking a spare mount to the ceiling, I'm able to have a tilting screen to watch films and TV when I'm away in the van. In fact, I've just used it for when we went away for 10 days camping recently, and it worked flawlessly. It was the perfect size for a small space like this. So how much will the W901 Plus set you back? It retails at £220, but at the time of filming it can be picked up for as little as £180. And don't forget, if you'd like to buy the 901 Plus or any other Carpuride device for yourself, I've got links below, and be sure to use the discount code LensOfJames to get £50 off your order from carpuride.com. But before I give my final thoughts, a safety warning. Please don't watch videos on YouTube or Netflix whilst you drive. Theoretically, it's possible to do if you aren't connected to Android Auto or CarPlay, and whilst it's a lovely feature to have built into the device, it's most probably illegal in whichever country you're watching this from, and you'll be putting yourself, your passengers and others at risk. Overall, there's no doubt that the Carpuride W901 Plus is a really impressive addition to any car setup. I've found it to be a really stable device which, once set up, works perfectly. The ability to add apps makes it a really versatile device, whilst the Bluetooth steering wheel controls and dark modes in maps provide solutions to two of my biggest issues with these types of devices. Whilst the user interface might need a spell check, it doesn't affect the experience at all, especially if you intend to use the tried and tested Android Auto or CarPlay systems. The 901 Plus has lots of settings to play with, and I've only really scratched the surface in exploring them here. But you really don't need to go deep into them if that's not your thing. It's a great plug and play device which will add Android Auto and CarPlay to any vehicle, and I will definitely be replacing my 103 Pro with the 901 Plus on the dashboard for the foreseeable future. If you like this video and think I've earned it, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.